Hello there, welcome to Dateline Abuja. I'm Gloria Umezuke. According to the Ministry of Agriculture, over 13 million Nigerians are involved in various farms across the country growing rice. The government is planning to increase that figure to 20 million by the end of the year, while the government is targeting rice sufficiency by 2020. We'll be looking at rice production in our conversation with the Kebbi State Governor. Governor Atiku Bagudu, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Well, the federal government plans to ramp up rice production, and as one of the pilot states to flag off the rice production scheme in earnest, how is this going to work out?
It has been working out quite well, because many states have ramped up rice production significantly to such an extent that no domestic miller, small or large, is unable to find enough paddy, which is the main ingredient for the millers, the main raw material, for the miller. Many states have keyed in. At least 27 states have assessed the Anko Borrower facility put together by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And even in those 9 other states where farmers have not yet assessed Anko Borrower facility for rice, significant increase of production had taken place, because rice is a crop that grows in 36 Nigerian states and FCT. And so that is where we are. We are confident that the current level of production is adequate to sustain domestic consumption.
What is the current level of production? You know why I ask? Because right now we have approximately, you can correct me if you wish, we have approximately 3.6 metric tons of rice being produced. And that deficit of about 1 point something is still there. And I think that is the reason why the federal government spends a lot of money to accommodate maybe importation for now or something.
That is the narrative that has been going on, but it is false. Because even when you don't have adequate data objectively, a rule of thumb is where everyone who is milling can find paddy. That is an indication that there's adequacy of supply. And prices of paddy have not been going up. In fact, they have been coming down. In late 2015, early 2016, paddy per metric ton is up to about 160,000 naira. Now in some places it's 95,000 naira. I think even in the most expensive places it's about 125,000. And like I said, anybody who is looking for it can find it. And most of the large millers have, at least in storage, paddy that is worth 70% of their production capacity. So that's a rule of thumb computation. And then secondly, in most states where data has been measured about increase in yield, which is the most significant impact achieved under this program, has been that yields have increased from as low as 1 ton per hectare in many states to as high as an average of as high as 7 tons per hectare. So even if the hectareage under production remains the same, that means there is at least a 5-fold, 6-fold increase in paddy production. But we know that the success has generated investment. So I don't have an absolute figure, but those rule of thumb indices can give one comfort that there is enough in the domestic economy. What is the major problem is still smuggling.
Yes.
And smuggling, Nigerian farmers can compete, are currently competitive with farmers in Thailand, in Asia. But what Nigerian farmers do not have ability to compete with is economic agents of other countries who are bringing substandard products that literally are poisonous and exploiting the gullibility of the average consumer who wants lower prices.
You know, when we initially started with rice production in earnest, we saw a lot of, we saw on the side of quantity, or rather quality, it was really faulty. Maybe, of course, we had issues to do with the quality of rice being milled and all of that. But really, would you say we have made a lot of progress in that regard? Because I know that is why Nigerians maybe still prefer those rice coming in.
No, absolutely. They don't prefer it because of quality. For example, Lake rice, which is a product of the cooperation between Lagos State and Kebbi State, is sold mainly in Lagos for a long time, and Lagos is the most critical Nigerian market. You can't play around with it. You can't be patronized if the quality is not good. But today, an average Lagosian would rather buy Nigerian rice, whether it is Lake rice or other brands, because in the last 2 years, confidence has shown that the aroma you get while cooking rice can only be obtained when you are cooking locally produced Nigerian rice, and due to other quality issues. The millers have done very well, Nigerian millers, because they have increased the quality of milled rice, and it's equivalent to the best that is being imported. What I have met with the distributors of rice in Daleko, Jikapa, and Ido market, particularly the women distributors, and they hate it that they are selling imported rice. They hate it because some of them have even visited Asia, particularly Thailand, India, and they felt that this is something our young men and women should be doing, and we can do it better. And they complain that they know that the imported rice is not as qualitative as the Nigerian produced rice. But what happens is that smugglers or economic agents who are not nationalistic, who do not play by the rules, exploit the system and bring it to them at much lower cost than they will otherwise have Nigerian rice. And that is why I use the word economic warfare, because those people are only able to bring it at lower cost, not because they buy it lower in Asia, but because somebody is playing a game with our economy.
Now that we have issues, of course, porous borders and a lot of other issues that allow smuggling to thrive, what exactly do you think we can do about this? Because it looks like we're going several steps forward and some steps backward.
Collective vigilance is your responsibility and to know that if we continue down this road, our young men and women will not find jobs, will not set up companies in Nigeria. So, despite the best intention, strong leadership by President Muhammadu Buhari and the chairman of the National Economic Council, Vice President Yomi Osibajo, and the effort of security agencies, we also have to be vigilant and say no. Our domestic sector is being threatened by economic agents who do not wish Nigeria well, whether in poultry, whether in sugar smuggling, and name it. And therefore, we owe it to ourselves to mobilize all Nigerians and people who love Nigeria to watch and fight and resist. One of the things you can help is popularize the fact that, for example, Nigerian rice is better than imported rice.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
On Dateline Abuja.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your mails and tweets as always. Keep sending in your views and comments using the email address and Twitter handle on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. Don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuki. See you again.